Hi, I'm Amanda, the nutritionist with Journey to Wellness. You have just completed a very exciting test and a test that is near and dear to my heart since I am the nutritionist. I absolutely love the food allergy test. We test for 115 foods that can show a sensitivity allergy to any of these foods for any specific person. So when you test for the IgG food allergies, these allergies are a delayed response food allergy. A delayed response food allergy means that your body can show an immune or inflammatory response to these foods anywhere from 30 minutes up to 3 days later. Most of the time, before people even talk to me, they don't even realize that different foods are the reason you feel the way that you feel. So when you are getting tested for these specific food allergies, you can already start being very body aware of how you feel when you eat specific foods. When you are looking for inflammatory foods and foods that you could have an IgG food allergy to, see how you feel after you eat, anywhere from 30 minutes up to 3 days later. If you feel sinus congestion, itchy, watery eyes, runny nose, that thick mucousy drainage in the back of your throat after you eat, fatigue after you eat, do you feel like you just ate a Thanksgiving meal? That can be from a food allergy. If you have headaches or migraines, or if you get joint pain or discomfort, especially when you wake up in the mornings and your joints just feel tight and stiff, that can absolutely be from a food allergy as well. Again, these are delayed response food allergies, so you may not feel it immediately. It may be the next day that you have a headache and you just have no idea where this headache came from. It can be a food that you had the day or two before. So listen to your body, know how your body feels, and start being very body aware when you are eating any different specific types of foods. Now, when you get your food allergy test back, you're going to see two different lists. There's going to be a list on top that will be in red, and then there's going to be a list on the bottom that's in blue. The list in blue is your non-reactive foods. That means your antibodies within your body did not show an inflammatory or immune response to these foods. That means these foods are safe to eat at any given time, although you don't want to eat the same foods every single day. A food rotation is super important to keep your body in the best health and optimal shape that you can be. That list on the top that is in the red, these are your foods that you show an IgG food allergy to. Again, these are a delayed response food allergy. And these foods that are in red means that they are a no-go food for a while for you. You do want to eliminate these foods out of your diet for at least a year is what we recommend. Give your body time to rest, heal, and reset, and heal and feel better from these specific foods that may be giving you some of these responses that I went over. But it's not the only responses because everyone responds differently. So if you're looking at those foods on top that's in red, there are suggested swap outs that you can do. And if you are trying to figure out how do I take a recipe and cook the things that I love and still achieve the dinners that myself or my family likes, but avoiding food allergies, there is a swap for every single food. I promise it's out there. So when you're looking at these specific foods, we test the proteins of these foods. So there could be foods that's in the same family of food groups of these foods that you have an allergy to, but they have a different protein. So you can swap out foods for different options. Just for an example, if you have a tomato allergy, tomatoes are hard. They're everywhere, but there are so many ways that you can swap out tomatoes for recipes. One, you can swap out tomatillos in place of tomatoes. So if you are that salsa person or you love that texture of tomatoes, tomatillos are a great option to have in place of tomato salsa or just tomatoes in a soup. You can also swap tomatoes out for pumpkin puree. Just plain pumpkin puree is a great swap for soups and sauces. You can use roasted red peppers, pesto. There's unlimited possibilities of the way that you can swap tomatoes out. There's even some recipes to swap in cherries instead of tomatoes. So start being creative in the kitchen with your food allergies. And as I'm going through and explaining food allergies to all of our clients, I do always say if you're looking at an ingredient of a recipe or something that you love to cook, are you looking for that end flavor result or are you looking for a texture in that recipe? And then from there, let's start thinking through all of the different whole food possibilities that you can have and what would swap out for a good, easy lateral swap that may change your recipe slightly, but not completely to a different recipe. So if you are looking for those swaps, always keep that information in mind. Is it the end result if you have allergies to different spices, or is it a texture that you have an allergy to different foods? So when you're thinking about that, think about those swaps. It becomes easier over time. I know when you first get these food allergies back, it can feel very overwhelming because food is so important and it's 99.9% of our life of what we're thinking about because we're always consistently and constantly thinking about our next meal or how to feed our families or what we need to start preparing for the next meal. So take a deep breath. It's okay. Food can be fun. And now it's time to experiment with your food allergies of avoiding all of these inflammatory foods. Watch how your body starts changing over the next few weeks and how you can tell that inflammation is starting to leave your body and swapping in some new fun whole foods that you can put into any recipe or ingredient or just a basic meal to prepare some awesome and amazing foods for you and your family as you are entering into your new healthy lifestyle with foods. Like I said, guys, remember that food is a lot. It can be very overwhelming. Take a deep breath, go to the grocery store, and don't tackle that whole grocery store at one time. When you first get your food allergies back, take a list with you, but don't try to go up and down every single aisle. The first time you go to the grocery store, stick within the perimeters of the grocery store and start with your good quality meats and your vegetables and fruits. Stay within there, stay on that outside of that grocery store, and you can never go wrong as long as you're avoiding those food allergies in those whole foods. If you get your good quality meat proteins and your vegetables and fruits and you want to tackle one aisle at the store, go for it. Again, don't tackle them all. You'll be there for hours. So start with one aisle or even just one side of the aisle. Look at pantry staple items that you typically keep in your house. Look at the ingredients. We're not looking at the nutrition facts. The ingredient label is where you're going to find if you have an allergy to anything in that specific item. So look at those ingredients, read those labels, and look for other options. I promise if you're looking for a healthier option to avoid a lot of food allergies, you're going to need to look on the top or bottom shelf when you're at the grocery store, because typically those more inflammatory ingredients and the ingredients that you more likely have an allergy to are probably in those pantry staple items that are at eye level. So if you remove what's at eye level and go top or bottom, you're going to find some healthier options throughout every aisle of the grocery store. So remember to look at those ingredient labels, look for those good quality oils, look for those good quality meats, and look for items that do not have your food allergies in there. Don't tackle it all. It's okay. One aisle at a time, because I promise after a couple of months, you're going to tackle that whole entire grocery store. Food allergies are fun. They bring you out of your box and get creative and enjoy trying some new flavors and new foods that maybe you've never even thought of before. So good luck, guys, with your food allergies, and have fun shopping. If you're ready to take your journey to the next level and see what our other test options are available to you, click the link down below to get in contact with one of our amazing Journey to Wellness team members. We will get all the testing that you need to make your journey to wellness the best we possibly can.